guys, what's going on? FI My Pawn here, and welcome to Divinity Original Sin II, Definitive Edition. So, this is going to be our new series that is going to be replacing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, at least for a time. And I'm going to be doing a bit of a unique thing with it. So, first and foremost, this will be the first ever series that I will be doing mods on, because there's been enough series with Divinity that I'm confident that I can go in with mods and I'll be fine. And this is the first series that I'll be doing mods in for a couple of times. So expect to see similar content that's going to pop up eventually. Aside from, of course, Minecraft, but I digress. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to quickly show over the mods of what we're going to be going with, and it should start to set the idea of what's going to end up happening. To start with, we are going to go with Attribute Insanity, which basically overhauls attributes to make them look a bit more interesting. We've got Auto-Identify, so if we get a Lore Master of 5, we can automatically identify anything we come across, so it's really nice. We're going to have Better Clouds, which just makes cloud surfaces much more appealing. And Enemy Randomization is going to be a very interesting thing, because there's going to be random enemies dotted around the map, so every new fight is going to be very different, so we can't use the same strategy in most cases. Enhanced Talents basically just modify some of the talents to be a little bit better, so some of them are going to be better than the others, so expect that to be a case-by-case basis. There is going to be effects shown more often than not. There's going to be different varieties of loot. It's basically an overhaul, and just because I could, I went with Odin Blade's abilities to not only upgrade summons based on our attribute points, but also to overhaul basically everything in regards to class-wise. The big thing that we're going to be introducing, obviously, is going to be unnerfing Lone Wolf for Definitive Edition, because they've nerfed it in the Enhanced Edition, apparently. So I'm going to be taking that in mind as I go through. And just to save us some time, we're going with the recipe unlocker, so we know all the recipes from the get-go. That way we don't have to read any books or anything of that sort. There is organized containers, so we can do some organization that's going to make it easier on us. And there's some wildfire, which just basically improves visuals. Ultimately, it seems fairly cut and dry what's going to happen here. I'm also going to unlock some packages just to make it look nice and have a little bit extra stuff going on, but I'm not going to be grinding it out, or at least that is the intent. Now, let's discuss what's going to happen, because I've got a rough idea of what's going to be happening. So, I am going to be playing on the hardest difficulty, but I will be only playing as one character this time around in Divinity. So it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be on the hardest difficulty, obviously. Because it's randomized, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So that is why I'm allowing myself to get a few things from the gift bags as well. So expect that to be added in as well. But other than that, let's just get into things. We're going to go single player. We are going to go tactician mode. We will not be doing honor mode because I do want to at least keep the series going until the end. And honor mode kind of destroys that, so we're just going to go regular. Alright. They're going to be especially challenging, and I cannot change this setting once the game starts. So, yeah. Let's do this. I have played this game before, so do not be surprised if I haven't. Well, I've played this game before, so don't be surprised if I don't know, or if I know a few things. So, expect. That's all I can really say. As for who I'm going to be playing, I am going to be playing not an Origin, but a custom character here. So we are not going to be going with any of the players, but we are going to be going as an undead human. As for what we're going to go male, obviously. As for what we are going to be playing... Alright, there's a Tracker, Atlantean, Frostsworn, a Frost Paladin, interesting. There is the Ice Vein, which is basically Ice Mage. Tidecaller is Water. Blood Tide. Okay, so Bloodsucker, Mosquito Swarm, that sort of thing. We could go with a Death Lord. What to do. We could go for Arson, but... Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the... We'll go with the appearance of the Bloodsucker, because I am going to be playing a necromancer of sorts, because that is essentially what I usually do, so we shall be calling ourselves Steve, a good old classic to our Divinity Original Sin 1 game. It appears that we can go into multiplayer, but we are not going to be doing anything. We're going to make sure nobody can go in. The appearance... We are going to go with Snow, Bone Color. And let's see. Ooh, that's a good color. Steve's just been upgrading his appearance. You know, I kind of like that. Let's see what else there is before we go that route, though. A lot of interesting faces, to say the least. Ooh, that's a good one as well. Okay, that's another one. Let's go with the... It's either I go with the blue or I go with the flame. I like the flame, honestly, so we're gonna go with that. We'll just shift over to 12. Yep, let's go with this one. Hairstyle is gonna be different, to say the least. Oh yeah, you can go with hairstyle. I think I went bald last time with Steve, so I guess we're going to keep with that theme. But there is a lot of hairstyles we can take advantage of if we wish. Actually, there's a lot. Okay, we're going to go with none for this one. We don't need to go any hair colors, so we're just going to go with jet black, I guess. Facial features, we can introduce some more. Let's see. Yeah, we don't need any facial features.
I'll yield to none!
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Better luck. I'll yield to
better luck next time.
I'm ready!
Let's go with the scholar voice, why not? Okay, we've already got the the preset is completely different. Alright. Now we just need to address what we're going to go with. So, Necromancer has the ability to heal us whenever we deal damage directly to Vitality, and it grants a 3% chance per point to raise slain foes as undead servants. This is going to help us in the long run. That is why I'm going a Necromancer. Because not only is it going to help us in the long run for summons, but it's just going to save our hides when things go dicey. We can go with something else completely, though, if we wish. Like, we could go summoning, for example, which would increase vitality, damage, physical armor, and magic armor of the summons and totems. There is also Geomancer, which gives, you know, armor when you're using your skills. There's Shock, Hydrophobist. There's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna go Necromancer, though, for this particular instance. As for Telekinesis, we are not going to be using as such. We are going to be using Lore Master, though, because that is going to help us a lot. Thievery is also nice, but we aren't going to be using that. We are definitely going to need to increase our Lucky Charm, though, because that will help us in regards to just getting lucky with loot. But Persuasion is equally as important as bartering, so we're going to definitely need items to support as such. But I'm quite satisfied with what we got for this, so we're going to keep that. Attribute-wise, we're just going to remove those and decide what we're going to go with. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Might increases our that. Initiative, move speed, and dodging. Set all cooldowns on move status effects you apply will gain a +1 turn duration per every 7. +1 purge point to reset all cooldowns and skill use. Okay. So basically, if we have 10 points, we got a 10% chance to reset all cooldowns and skill use. But it will not help us in the long run, I don't think. Alright, Endurance increases vitality and armors by 10% per point. Memory is going to help us get more slots, though. Memory gives us more slots to use magic. I think we're going to actually go with 2 Endurance and 1 Memory here, because this is going to give us more spell slots. Endurance is going to help us survive longer. We're going to hold off on magic for now, because we want to focus on survivability here, as opposed to using magic. As for what we are going to be using, let's see. We get a bunch of stuff from the Necromancer's abilities. We just need to choose what we're going to go with. Currently, Oath of Desecration increases damage by 10%. Unearthing fresh corpses is going to be nice. Let's take those out. Okay, let's hold off on skills. Let's actually... Yeah, let's increase magic a little, and let's increase memory. Why not? Let's be a bit glassy. Why not? Okay, restores vitality equal to damage dealt. Set bleeding for 2 turns. Damage based on magic. Okay, we've got mute as well. Okay, so we're going to want Mosquito Swarm. We are going to want Raised Bloated Corpse. And I guess we are going to want... Mute might be a good one. I'm not sure. We want something that has a range, preferably, so we're going to want to keep that in mind. So this deals 9 to 12 damage. This deals 5 to 6, but it heals full. Okay, so Blood Barrage, it's 2 cost, this is 1 cost. We want to keep it cheap, so I might just go with Mute here. Yeah, we're going to go with Mute. It's a bit of an odd choice, but this deals pure damage. Yeah, this deals hex damage if they have no magic armor. So basically, this deals 7 to 14 damage, or 6 to 12 damage. So having Mute is actually going to be much better for us. As for our talents, we are going to take off Leech. So that way we can focus on something else. And we're immediately going to go with Lone Wolf here. This is going to give us 2 max AP, 2 recovery, 30 vitality, 60 physical and magic, and it doubles the invested points and attributes up to a maximum of 40, but technically this is modified to be higher. So this is going to make Lone Wolf even more powerful, but we are only going this alone, so yeah. As for our tags... Let's go with Noble at this point, because I would say Steve has been very well renowned at this point, and we can say he is a scholar. A noble scholar. A human male undead. Actually, do we even want to be a human undead male? Let's see. Because we can be undead dwarf or elf or something akin to that. I do believe we started as a skeleton, but we never specified what Steve is, did we? You know what? I'm tempted to be a undead elf here. Sturdy gives 5... Yeah, no. Let's be an undead human. It seems to fit him the most. It also gives us some critical chance and multiplier as well, so... It just fits. We are going to need to swap back to appearance, though. There we go. No hairstyle. Go to jet black. Facial features, none. Scholar voice. Preset's been done. Talent's been done. Oh, talent needs to be swapped back to... let's see. It needs to be swapped back to Lone Wolf. There we go. Tags, Noble Scholar. Wait. The hell happened to my... Wait, hold on. Oh, I see. Because we went Lone Wolf, we actually double our boosts. There we go. Okay. Well, I guess I can go Magic, Endurance, and Memory then. Why not? As for Necromancer, I guess we are fine with sticking for 4 here. Yeah, there we go. 4 to Necromancer, that will give 12% boost, and it will heal for 40% damage dealt. So we're going to get some very powerful leeching here. So that's pretty good. As for presets, we're basically the same. Instruments, let's see. Let's go with the ode for our, Do we go with the ode? No, let's go with the cello. Why not? Alright. With that, Steve is ready. He's a bit of a interesting little sort. I'm not sure whether I'm going to stick with this armor piece or change it up. But for now, I'd say Steve is ready to go. Yep. Playing as an undead poses unique risks and benefits. They must reveal their true selves when living or risk being attacked. But that is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with Steve hiding. But until then, let us begin.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
And the story of Steve begins. It is time to wake up.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well, look what the dog dug up. You're lucky they didn't notice just how thin you were under those bandages. Although, seeing someone wrapped up like that, they probably thought you had the scabbing plague. Heh? Look, laugh, but don't touch. Better keep that hood down, mind you. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
Alright. So, Lich, or rather, undead. So, in this game, if you don't keep yourself hidden, they are going to get really antsy with you. So you gotta make sure you're actually hiding your appearance at all times. So always have a helmet on you at some, particular points. You do start with some items that you can use, so don't be too surprised if some things are here. But yeah. You got a bunch of items to sort through. We are currently at a 5 to 100 weight, so just don't be surprised if we can't carry everything in the world. Now, to search for items, you just need to hold the Alt button. To get into combat mode prematurely, you can hit tab. Control will give you a bit of a system to attack people if need be. So yeah, just be aware of that as we're going along.
Playing dead, are you? Probably a good idea.
Alright, medical cabinets. Has nothing in there though. But yeah. Before we go any further, I am going to go into gift bag features. And let's see. We are going to be turning on a few things here. So let's start at the bottom and go up. We are not going to use Endless Runner here. We are not going to go with Sorcerous Sundries. Okay. We are not going to go with Pet Power here. Which seems odd, but it'll make sense in the future. Honestly, I really don't want to bother with buffing up summons. Let's see. We've already got Improved Organization. Let's see, Enhanced Spirit Vision, Increased Active Radius. We're not going to do that. New Talents. No, we're not going to go with that. Crafter's Kits. Nope. Oh, there's already some things set up in here. Okay. Okay, 8 action points. No, we're not grabbing that. I guess we'll go up, down. Not gonna go with that. Herb Garden. No. We're not going to Source Meditation. We're not doing From the Ashes. Animal Empathy. We're definitely grabbing that to save ourselves the trouble of dealing with Pet Pal's troubles here, because that gets us extra experience. We are not going to go with Hagglers. We've already got Combat Randomizer. We don't need Crafter's Kit. Well, I guess we'll activate it all the same, because having new recipes never hurts. Divine Talents. No. I think we're good here. Yep, achievements are expected to be disabled, so there we go. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's begin our journey, I suppose. Alright. Yeah, I gotta remember, it's been a while since I've used these controls, so... Let's unlock these, because I'm definitely gonna start moving things. We're gonna put summons on this side. We're gonna move these out of the hotbar, because they're not needed. We'll keep that one out, as well as this, because we want source attacks to be for special things over here. Okay, potions are going to be put here. Okay, we're going to have the resurrection scroll here. We don't need the nail bomb on our list for now. Okay, abilities. We are going to want Play Dead over here. So put that there. Dome of Protection is going to go over here. And we got 2 extra slots that we can use if need be. But we shouldn't need to. So, there we go. For now, though, we are going to go through the basic area just so you guys get an understanding of what goes down here. But it's pretty self-explanatory what's going on. So, to start our journey, got some crates here. We'll take those. We'll take the stained pants because that is still an item. We'll move these crates out of the way. There we go. No chest there, but we can definitely open this.
An animals sty, freight, or food?
Okay, there is threadbare pants, and we can get the other pants, I believe, which do give us a physical armor value of 1, which is going to be a little better for us. Okay, there's some barrels, hen houses, sacks. Might as well get what we can here. Now, I won't be running through the game like lickety-split fast, so don't expect anything rushed. So don't be too surprised if I'm just going to be a loot goblin and, you know, taking my time with this game, because I am. As for combat, I should probably explain this. I am not going to be doing any cheese regarding combat, so don't be too surprised if I'm doing something, you know, specific here. So, don't expect me to fill crates and crates and throw that at an enemy. That feels a bit scummy, and I don't really want to do that, so... yeah, not going to be bothering with that sort of antics. We do have the cargo door key here, so we'll grab that. And let's talk with the sheep.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Banded like a chicken's leg, but not much meat on your bones.
I'll poke the sheep's ample belly with your toe. Remark that she's got more meat on her than you do.
That may be so, but look at the flies. Ban wisdom. Flies know when a creature will die. And it's around your head they're buzzing, not mine.
With 2 shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled manger.
Is that so? I think that might be wrong, though. Let's go with this. Yeah. Violence. Oh, sheep's angry now. And now we commit violence. Alright. This is gonna be our first combat, and it's not gonna be a fun one. Ah well, this needs to be done. The first fight is always the most gruesome. Alright, that gets us some healing. We'll kick the sheep a bit more. And we're almost there. Oh, the bleed's coming in clutch. And we just get the kill there. There we go. And we get ourselves some raw mutton. Not that it's really needed, but it's still something, I suppose. Okay, anything in her cell? Not really.
Did you expect a needle?
A little bit. But yeah, no, not much is to be said here. We'll just pop this open, and we got a bit of areas here to explore. We're gonna basically take everything that is under the sun, because foodstuffs can be used to our benefit, so it's just a matter of finding out what's good and what isn't, so... cherry pick what you like. Let us read this. Orders from the guard steward. Important. It's come to my attention again that several of you are bypassing the cargo hold security measures by sliding boxes onto the pressure plates. This will not do. The purpose of these measures is to require the presence of at least 3 magisters at change of shift. Any deviation will result in at least 1 magister getting thrown overboard. Make sure it isn't you. Magister Sway. We'll grab some bread, ham. We'll grab the apple pie and the apple. There's also the shelf here. Has nothing on it, though. But that is why we can skip this procedure here. And we got ourselves a pocket knife, which is going to help us in immediates, so we're going to definitely equip that, because goodness knows we're going to need it. We are going to take that off. We are going to set Sucker Punch as one of the 3 options we have. And we've got Magister Rennert, who seems to be doing nothing. Okay, now how are we gonna light this, is the question. Okay, we are gonna want to go stealth here. Alright, so if you want to go into stealth, you gotta hit the C button. We are gonna toss the barrel up here.
You there. Come here.
And we're just going to casually toss... Well, I guess we can go over to here and see what this person has to say. Because why not? What's up?
Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in?
Why are you in the cage in the first place?
Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here.
What's in it for me?
Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think.
Sure, why not?
A gentleman among jesters, you are. Give that lever a pull, and I guarantee we'll both get something out of the deal.
Alright, so first and foremost, we need to deal with the guard here. So we are going to... There's a reason I'm dealing with the guard first. But for now, we are going to do an electric discharge spell against him. There we go.
I should have known there'd be trouble.
Now we're going to get some HP off him. And we will also follow up with a silence here, just to reduce his chances there. Gonna end our turn there. He's gonna start marching forward. Gonna get hit off. But that isn't gonna stop us, because we are going to now Sucker Punch this guy. And we'll get the,
I'm not one to let sleeping dogs lie.
yeah, we're gonna get electrified blood, so we're just gonna back off before things go awry. And we're gonna grab the Magister stuff here. We get the laboratory key by doing so. And we're gonna quickly loot this area real quick. Pop this open, just go so we can check out this. Got a bucket, a bowl, nothing too crazy. The bucket will lower our initiative, though, so we gotta keep that in mind. I'm honestly not going to equip it, so... Let's see, what else is there? There's the bucket here. There's a barrel here that we can grab. We get some lockpicks. And we get a bit of rope, which is going to help us. Rope is always useful, so never hurts to have. We are going to do this. Gonna break the barrel. Here we go. And let's pop it out. Why not? Okay, well, let's get him out. Or at least we'll do this.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his gaze finds the sunken hollows that once held your eyes.
Ah, freedom. Tastes better than wine. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you free, lad. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak them. The halls await.
Yeah, so basically he just ups and betrays you. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to be working to his favor as he first thought. Alright, we are going to go with high ground here and just start, you know, ruining his day. And we're just going to move all the way over here. That way we got some distance. And he's going to have a rough time getting closer to us. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we get 6 points to work with. So as long as we keep to that, we should be fine. Honestly, we could probably just run circles around the guy if we really wanted to. I'm gonna move... Let's move 4 AP over here. Just to at least get our distance going. There we go. And I guess we'll just go 1 AP further here. Just to give us extra distance, why not? He's going to be forced to deal with... Oh. I see. He had a fire spell on him. That's not good. Okay, given the circumstances, we are going to need to move into the cell here. We're going to make it so we are not in line of sight, so we're going to end our turn here. He is forced to move across here, and he's going to have to run through the fire if he really wants to get at us. Okay. I can use the corpse here, and I can make an ally here. We're going to use the bloated corpse here in our favor. We are going to deal with him by sucking out his health. That will give us a chance to send our bloated corpse across as a bit of a distraction. There we go. Oh, he is now forced to walk over to us and try and attack. He is not going to have a good time, though. There we go. Sucker punch. There we go. He's knocked down. Then we go for the shank. Twice over. And now we just go with the bloated corpse, and he goes in for the attack. For the kill. Nice. It's a bit of a progressive thing there, but we've managed to get it, and we got the Ricochet skill book as a result of doing so, which is nice. I won't say that is a good thing that we managed... Well, I guess it is a good thing that we managed to survive that. We managed to get through here, and we get a ton of things here. Oh, whoops. Minimize that. There we go. And we get a bunch of stuff around here. But yeah, doing this just gets you a bit of extra goodies, which is really nice for the future, so doing this is kind of helpful in a degree. Okay, nothing there. What else is around here? There's a bit of things here. We can lie down if we want to get some HP back, so there is options for doing that. We'll grab those healing pots, because it will help us in the future. But poison, above all else, is going to be our saving grace. So expect us to take a poison barrel with us, just to help with healing. So don't be too surprised if I got potions upon potions of stuff like that. Okay, we're going to pick the lock here, because the door is going to help us. Or at least picking through the lock. Okay, we can't pick it, so we'll just break it down. And yeah, we go from there. Not much around here beyond what we've already gotten, so there is that. And we are basically done with the tutorial area. This basically just shows you what you can do here.
And I'm back where I started.
Yep.
Nowhere to go but up.
But yeah, that's all it does. It gives you a quick run through of the game, gives you an idea of what to do, and it gives you a little bit of a reward for doing so. Thus, doing this is actually really nice. We are going to leave for the tutorial deck now. Okay. We're gonna read this. What we got? We have too long presumed Source is a virtuous part of civil society. We need to look no further into the past and the Source King's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. One day another order must follow the Source Hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. The new model of Source collars provided by Voidwoken, proving most effective. Alright, we've got a jawless skull. We're going to need skulls for the future, so don't be too surprised if we're going to be peeking into those. There is a shield, which is really nice. Oh. Bottle rack has some stuff. Okay, we got a pot still. So if you want to deal with pots, there is that. We got a bottle rack here. We'll grab some stuff here. There's a cooking pot, mortar and pestle. Got an organized container. Alright, there's books there. There's a gold cup, which is going to be sellable items. So it's definitely worth checking those. Got a barrel here. And then you got, of course, the ancient book here. And then, of course, there is the Source Hunter here, so... yeah, don't be too surprised.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Alright, we are going to save here. And... we are going to save it as stream 1. There we go. Let's begin. Let's go see what this Magister has to say.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Why are we on a Lucian-class frigate, then?
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
I pull out the thing around my neck futilely, demand to know why I am collared.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
maybe not. Let's not use our powers just
Oh,
yet.
do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Nah.
My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Well, sure. Okay. Now, before we do go, there is things we can do. We can steal, like such. And we're just gonna dip before she realizes that the book is gone.
Gods, there's been a murder here.
What the heck happens?
A bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
What happened?
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them.
Oh, cool.
Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Do you know the man?
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
Oh, interesting.
Nothing to see here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Man, these guys are really unfriendly. Goodness. Okay, there's a few locations we can go here. I guess we can go up here. We got some muddy mittens that will help us with our armor just a slight bit. So we might as well equip them, because they're better than the woven hand wraps that we got currently. So might as well. There's some more rope we can use, so...
Hatch is blocked. I need to find another way.
Yep, never hurts to get the rope. Alright, we got some sacks here. Might as well check them while we're here. Oh, there is something here. We'll take that. Bedroll. Having one is essentially a very valuable material, so definitely grab one of those. Other than that, I don't think there's much else around here, aside from, you know, buckets and all that jazz. Shouldn't need to get the bucket, though. We'll definitely take the rope, though. More rope, the better. Get some gold, because we can. And what we got here?
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Okay.
You look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
Sure.
Please, Losa.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
Wait, what?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
One of us would kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Who's Los?
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the excited children.
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
What?
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
true enough. Lows, I presume?
You'd presume right.
Do you know about anything about the murder that happened?
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Alright, cool.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Somebody's been a bit weird. Okay. Hello.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
What are you doing?
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
It was one of them. I know it.
Can you read the future of cow entrails?
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
I'm good.
She chuckles once more.
That red-cheeked refusal tells me more than licking you would. But suit yourself, darling.
Alright, whose fate are you deciding then?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we've got a bunch of beer here, which is nice. We'll grab that while we can.
There's a killer about, after all.
There we go.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime.
I've got a few bedrolls, a few buckets. Nothing too crazy around here. Nothing worth looting anyways. Appears to be some bags here. Might as well grab that.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
The heck's going on here?
You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
Sure, sure.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
How about you? What's up?
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
What am I meant to be hearing?
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Well, the sea sounds angry, like it's trying to capsize a ship.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
Anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
Alright, let's try and listen closer.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
what's it supposed to be?
It's the wheel, the wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Oh.
For my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Why are you so excited? I haven't heard anything good about Fort Joy.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
Oh.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
We'll look him over once more before leaving. May find him again inside Fort Joy. Odd, but okay.
We'll hang you right over the side of this ship.
There has been a murder.
Just grab
Your Majesty.
those.
Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing
Grab
about
that.
sauce.
We're getting looty,
well.
at least.
What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Sure, why not? Let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
Okay.
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
I can, but my sense of taste isn't what it used to be.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Give me a sheet of satin, and I can make a bum look like a baron.
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
I'm no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes. Maybe less so combs, but powder and perfumes, definitely.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle.
Pretty much.
Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
What?
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
Sure.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Okay, so there's a very interesting situation playing out, but okay.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Okay, excuse me. Well, we got a key here. Hello, individual.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Alright, let's check him out.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Why do they suspect you of murder?
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Okay, what did you do to find yourself at the mercy of a subordinate?
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Alright, but did you do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Yeah, true, true.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
True. You know where we're headed then?
The Joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
I'd certainly like to show him what exactly I think about his divine order.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
My name is... Gil.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Well, somebody's a bit antsy. Oh well. Not my problem. It does seem that we got a ton of garlic here, so I'm just going to loot the shelves and everything here. Might as well, right? We can turn this into good food later on, I'm sure. Okay, a bunch of potion bottles. There's a few things up here. Nothing too crazy. Okay, something up here. Minor healing potion. Could probably turn that into something else in the future. For now, though. Okay, we got mashed potatoes here. Got poison bottle. Some cooking pots. We're gonna need one for the journey. We'll take the potato. We'll take another pocket knife, because we can. Mug of wine's gonna be useful. We'll take that journal and read it, I suppose. This tome contains no text. Instead, sketches of dragons fill every page. The artist is hardly talented, but clearly enthusiastic. Okay, cool.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Alright. Aside from that, there is all that's left is across here. Hello.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, His big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Oh, hello. Thank you for following, Azuna. I appreciate it. Alright. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I am reading. Is this not evident? My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you. Perhaps my eyes not on the page. Damnable things.
Yeah. In my case, I just like the undead people, so that's why I'm playing a skeleton. For reference, I am playing this game modded, just a little bit. But most of the things that are modded are just updates to the game with randomizers to enemies and a few other things dotted about. If you want to see the details, I explained it in the very beginning. I'm probably also going to put it in the description on YouTube, but yeah. It's going to be an interesting series, and I'm going to be playing this with one character, so it's going to be a difficult one with tactician difficulty.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
Oh.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really.
Who are you?
Ah, yes. The niceties. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... well, I am a seeker of knowledge. That is enough. It is pleasurable to meet you.
Okay, what are you seeking then?
Is there? Wherever do you keep it? Certainly not in your books. I have been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle.
Yes. To answer your question, I have played Pathfinder Kingmaker, I've played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and this series is actually the new one that I've started. I have played Divinity Original Sin before, so there is that series as well. It was one of the earliest series that I've done, next to Pathfinder Kingmaker, so I've done certainly a lot.
Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Well, Cranley Hubert's work is generally seen as the authority, but you can recommend some histories of each race.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods.
Oh.
This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before.
And also, I should probably also say, if you want to see those series, you can check YouTube. There should be a link somewhere. But yeah, if you want to watch those stuff, it's all there. I've already organized it and everything, so... if you want to watch that stuff in your free time, the streams are always saved on YouTube, so... it's for everybody to enjoy.
Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
If you want legends, you shouldn't be reading a history book.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Why are you so curious about the gods, then?
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book, or respond to your questions.
Well then, okay. Suit yourself, I guess. Alright, well, with that out of the way, we've talked with everybody here, so I guess, let's get going. We are going to take this out and this out. We are going to go into our inventory here. And I'd like to set up the maybe not the restoration scroll there. We are going to use the bedroll, and we are going to put it over here, I guess, because that is going to be necessary. Because the bedroll is basically just healing on the fly. As for where we go, we can either go through here or here. I'm going to go just right through
It's a
here.
register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger.
I think you can play Tiefling, yeah. I just can't recall. It's been a while since I've actually played the game. It's been like, I want to say, around 10 months now at this point, since I played Kingmaker, but it's a good game. It's a good game. I played as Senator Armstrong, last I recall. So, in the Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous series, I usually like to play a character that's, you know, from old media, so yeah. It's lovely. But yeah, I am done.
You faring okay so far?
Yeah, I've been through worse.
Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's Godwoken, you know. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Okay.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Okay, these...
What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul. I strongly suspect you.
Okay, what's this do? Requisition some items. Okay. There's also a note here. Take those. Let's see. What did they entail? Okay, one requisition. Requisition of food supplies. And a note. Unfortunately, yeah. In the original Divinity, well, I guess you could play as... I'm not sure, honestly. It's been a while, but I think human was one of the races you could play. But you can try to get away with a dwarf, I think? Or a elf? I'm not sure. It's been a while, like I've said. So, those old series, been a while since I played them, but I did play as 2 humans last time. And I played as 1 warrior and 1 caster. Steve being the individual that I ran with. In fact, I think both of them were skeletons, actually, now that I think about it. I can't recall, though. I know I played them as zombies, though. So, this is basically just a continuation of Steve. He ended up getting in some scuffles, he lost to Marcus along the way, so... Now Steve is, you know, Sourcewoken. A few of them are in good spirits, especially the children. The others are so. Don't blame them, change is rough, but they'll make new friends sooner or later. When we cure them for good, they'll be thanking us, not cursing. Well, most of them. That elf with the dice, that lone wolf. The creaky woman in the kitchen. Some folks won't get over it. Reckon they won't be the first to get cured, if they're ever cured at all. Alright, well, there's nothing else beyond that, so let's go check out what's going on here.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan.
We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Sure. Why not?
By all means, do as the officer says, but you had better hurry, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Oh.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh dear. Oof.
What's happened?
Oh god. So much violence. Oh, at least we get some nice stuff around. Ow. Alright, there's a stained shirt, there's some other stuff here, a fork, gold, nothing too crazy. There's display cases here. There is a chest with confiscated goods, we'll take those. There we go. Bottle of wine, pumpkin soup. Okay, ham, grab that. Cheese bread, bottle of wine. We'll grab the empty... do I need empty cups? I don't think I do. We'll take the bottle of wine, we'll take the red snapper and chubfish. Alright, we don't need the display cases, really. We should probably investigate around the bottom ship, just in case. Okay, display case has just a bunch of empty cups and bottle of wine. We are now overweight, though. Which is going to be a problem come the future, so let's... I can't identify that. We will take that. We will get some improvised wands on us. Okay, we've got Bloodthirsty, which actually gives us lifesteal, so we're actually going to go with these instead. Okay, we can drop some items to make them... Yeah, if we drop some items, we can probably get less weight on our side. We are going to drop the threadbare pants, drop the hand wraps. Do we need the pocket knife? No, but it is gold that's just waiting for us. What is hurting us? Oh, I'm suffocating. Oh. That would explain some things. Okay, Okay, I am quite weighty. Let's see, we don't need the fork. Okay, oh, that's interesting. Okay, okay, what can I do to reduce weight? We don't need the threadbare gown. We don't need... We need to lower our weight, so the shield... I think we're gonna ditch the sword and shield, I guess. Those are the weighty ones. We are gonna get rid of the... Oh, we'll keep the pocket knife. Those are 0.5. We'll keep the improvised wand. Alright, let's get going. Okay, there's a few magisters that have gone down, so we'll grab those. We got the key to the stern room. Got a few other things here. Grab these.
Oh! What happened? Oh, must have been the turnips.
Let's throw some water on his face. Wake up.
Water? Wine, for goodness sake. Oh.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness.
Oh.
You shake the lizard by the shoulders, but you're unable to wake him up.
Oh boy. Hey.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips.
Hey, wake up.
His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Welp, okay. Let's see if we can't wake everybody else up.
Not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours. She's too weak to stand.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Okay.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
You alright? Okay, it sounds like he's fine. It might just be the fact that I'm suffocating in general here. Oh, is it the weapon? Surely not. Oh wait, it says bloodthirsty. Is it? No, it's just suffocating. Okay, so it's literally the room here that's causing me damage, I think. So if I don't get out of here soon, I'm just gonna suffocate to death. Not that I can't.
She's in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, grayish-black clouds swirl through them.
Wait, wake up.
She doesn't stir.
Okay, so I guess everybody's just unconscious at this point. Okay. Well, whatever. Not a big deal. We'll just use this chance to loot what we can here and just go. Okay, got Magister Waters here. I will take that. We'll take the Broken Source Collar. A Poetry Book. Give that quick. Yeah, we'll quickly grab that because we can. And we can go over here.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Ah, perfect. You know what? This seems like the perfect time to use something here. There we go. Might as well. Just get rid of her. Just take her out for her arrogance. We don't need anything from her, so we're just gonna leave her alone. And we can't go up there, so we just need to go up to the second floor here, I think. Because we've gathered everything on this floor. And we can't wake up anybody here, so we're just gonna do what we can. We'll try our best to save everybody, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, there is a doggo on this side. So I guess we'll... Hello.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching.
What's the matter?
The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please, make it stop.
I'm not the one who did this. You'd stop it if you could.
Sorcerer.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Yeah.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters!
Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, we'll just grab what we can.
Doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards!
Yep. Rush, rush, rush. That's all we can do. Oh, display case. There doesn't appear to be anything in here. We can't go through here. I'm not enjoying the suffocation, though. What is with this suffocation? Hold on. Yeah, I need an identifying glass if I'm gonna actually do this. For now, though, let's break in through here. Here we go. Sneak through here. And what we got? Oh.
By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
I mean, I'd be willing to help if you get this off me.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny.
There is no mutiny. I almost died.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay there.
Alright, sure. Alright, well, we'll take this. We don't need to stay in shirt. We'll take the arrow. Grade this. Grab this. Take the ink pot, because we can. Take the cup of water. What's this say? We'll take it. Why not? Yoink. Assortment of books. Might as well grab what's in here. Nope. What's in the desk? Nothing worth grabbing. We got shabby letter, ink. Assortment of books. We got a resurrection scroll. Bunch of bound tomes. Alright. Take that. Read. I'm not liking the suffocation here. Okay. A bust of Alexander.
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
Alright, well, we'll close this door. We don't need that open. We'll close this door. Alright, well, we can't go through there, so I guess we'll go through here.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
Alright, there's Magister here. We'll grab this. Swordsman here. There's a chest here. We'll grab these. Magister Knight. We've already got the pants. What about this?
God! Something's pounding on
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. A warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. The moment you touch it, it doesn't budge.
Okay. Well, that just means we gotta break open this door here. So... I'm doing this for my sake, though. Okay, that's not gonna break anytime soon. I might as well just find the key. Okay, is there a key, though? That's a good question. There is a bow. I guess we can grab that, but we are now overweight, which is the problem. Let's see. We'll eat this, I suppose. Oh, whoops. I can now no longer figure out that, person's memory. Should have waited on that, actually. That's my bad. I'll take the old cap, because that just gives us some armor. Way better than what we've got currently, anyways. Toss the cowl out. We'll toss the bow, because it's a bit weighty. And we'll go from there. Break that. Hello.
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid! No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, apologies, Una. To answer your question, I went with a... God, what was it? I'm gonna have to check after this, but yeah. I will answer what, class I chose.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
Shouldn't you be doing the same?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know that you were mortal once, but could you not have let their ignorance fall away with your flesh? I have neither lungs to drown nor stomach to poison. This ship's fate does not concern me. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. You, on the other hand, would be better placed finding a lifeboat. I dare say you would be hopelessly lost in the ocean's dark heart.
At least I'm doing something. You could be saving lives instead of just reading.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving. And I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go. Swim or drown or do whatever takes your fancy. I have a book to read.
Somebody's a bit antsy. Sheesh. Not the best sort of company to hold, is he? Oh well. It's not our problem. Well, not really anyways. Okay, how are we gonna break through? I guess the best way would be to throw something at the door. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Yeah, there isn't really anything that we can use to throw against a door.
The moment you touch the door...
Let's pick the lock. Why not? That might be better than what we're doing right now. Thievery level is too low. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Let's see. Okay, there's knockdown arrows, there's nail bombs. Nothing really that sticks out that we can use to deal damage to this door, really, is there? Oh well. What else is there? Not really much, is there? There's aside from a few barrels, that is, anyways. Well, I could go in there and get Death Fog, but I really don't want to bother going through that effort. I guess I could, but it's a level 10 door. How about Medwin here? Maybe he has something I can use? Oh, here we go. We'll take that skull-marked key, and we are going to definitely need to get ready with this, because this is gonna...
The moment you touch the door groans open.
Okay.
But an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
Okay, just be quick. Oh, there goes the barrels. You have to be very quick with that.
Still, this means trouble.
Yeah, Death Fog is not a good thing. I may be immune to it, but other people won't. But that is the biggest reason why I went a skeleton this time, or this run through. Because if you're not a skeleton, you can't go through Death Fog. But yeah, Death Fog, not a fun experience. Gather these, there we go. We'll just close this door, because obviously we don't want Death Fog ruining everything. Let's see. There is a sack there. We can grab that before we go, I suppose. And my hope is that the suffocation clears up before I go up. We'll have to see. It's probably something that's just stuck here because we're down here, so let's go up. Oh, I am still suffocating despite that, huh? Okay, before we go, we are going to raise the bloated corpse here. I'm going to take these off. Okay, we are going to source mute. Let's source mute the fortified one. There we go. And we will suck out the life of the vicious voidling here. End our turn there. We're going to make an effort to attack this one here. There we go. And if need be, we can explode. But we're going to hold off for now. Get the attack of opportunity off. They're going to attack Steve. They're going to attack the skeleton here. Okay, we're going to focus on this voidling here. There we go, 2. And here goes the third one. Alright, end our turn here. Ow. Okay, we're gonna attack you. Okay, we can only blow up so much, so instead I'm just gonna hit and then explode here. That gives us a corpse to work with. And this will give us a chance to just wail on the vicious voidling and get some HP back as we attack. So every little bit matters. In fact, we actually healed a full because of this, so that's nice. Of course, though, the vicious voidling's gonna really wail on us, so gotta be aware of that. We are going to use this Magister Knight corpse here to get some HP, or get a unit back. We are going to cause bleeding to the vicious voidling here. before we attack twice. That'll get us our health to full, and yeah, the violence continues. Okay. Got a fireball scroll. Let's get some stuff here. Oh, we've got an unidentified staff. That's going to be nice. We are going to be a bit slow as a result of this, but that is why we're probably going to have to invest in some strength, or at the very least get a perk that's going to help our carry weight some, because that is going to be needed for the future, most likely. Well, regardless, we are going to need the poison barrel, so that is why it's mainly being our concern with weights. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, movement speed's at 0. Oh, it's because I'm overweight. Let's move this staff out of our inventory temporarily. Okay, now we can't move again. We need to take out the barrel here. Where is it? It's... Let's go by all. Let's drop the water barrel here. Let's break this. There we go. Now we can move a little bit more. Carry this across. We want to just move this all the way over. Gather these. Okay, there we go. Okay, what else is here? There's the Magister Knights here. Oh god. There is a man running around here. Okay, we'll grab the improvised wand. We've got the Magisters. And a captain, no less, here. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Okay, nothing on him. The captain has a blinding radiant scroll. Take advantage of that. Oh, it seems like Polly managed to get up here, but we should probably go save the rest, if we can. Oh, seems like we're going. That's good. Man, this is just annoying, to say the least. We need to shed 2 pounds of weight. What can we do here? Let's see. We've got bottles of wine. They're expensive, though, so that's a problem. Okay. Let's see. What can we shed to make this easier? Let's get rid of the mug of wine. We don't need the... Well, we could use the mashed potatoes here if we poison them. So let's craft these, so that way we can increase our might. That will increase our carry weights. And that should last for 6 turns, which is going to help us. So let's go into crafting here. Let's get a mashed potatoes here. We'll get the poison here. Combine them. There we go. And they give us the effect of 2 might as well. There we go.
Lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Oh, hello, Jill. Hello, everybody. Well, somebody's... Okay, these guys are getting antsy. Not even gonna bother saving people. Well, that's why we're going down. Ah, hello.
Wait! Voidwoken!
Okay, we are going to quickly... Okay, we can't use those guys, but we can target some of these guys. Okay, we are going to go for this Void Hatchling. Curse you. Get rid of you.
Let the games begin.
Let's do this. This just gives us a little bit of extra experience. That's why I'm going through the effort of going back here. So every little bit counts. So, yeah. Might as well go back for everybody.
I've faced worse.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Oh, petrified, nice. And shocking Dutch, nice.
They who are about to triumph.
Alright, this one's gonna try and go for me. Oof. Ah! It's attacking me. Ah! It's a good thing I have the chance to actually keep going, so yeah. Violence. Oh, it's gotten courage, and that's actually getting rid of our, Yeah, no, it's getting rid of our debuff, so that's good. At least temporarily, anyways. Okay. Alright, we are going to use Bloated Corpse here. That's going to get us a unit to work with. We are going to suck the life out of this Void Hatchling. And then we're going to wail on it normally. There we go. This one is just going to march over, and it's going to hit the Void Hatchling. There we go. And it should just bleed to death at this point, but thankfully Sibyl's up for this.
Hungry. We don't have much time. We make a pretty good team.
Alright, let's get the heck out of here.
Let's head above decks for some air.
Alright, now we can go with everybody. We just gotta wait for it.
Wait! We need to wait!
Oh. Oh dear.
Thing. There's no time.
Oh no. We missed the boat.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Okay. So, let's start by answering the question Auna had. with the game, there is no actual set class. There is just certain things that you get. So for me, I went the necromancer route, so I'm going to be healing every time I use certain spells. In this case, I'm going to be healing for every damage I deal. So, for example, I'm going to heal 40% of the damage I deal, and there is a 12% chance that a creature is going to be summoned every time I use necromancy-based magic. So you can expect that sort of treatment there. Thankfully, there is organized containers here, so we can use this to help our inventory here. So we are going to use this as a means to, you know, store things. We're going to grab these. There we go. And we're going to auto-sort. Okay, skill books. Put that in there. Alright, we're going to auto-sort. Let's see. Scrolls. We'll toss those in here. I'm still not sure why I'm still suffocating here. I might have to reload, so we're going to save here at this point. Yeah, we're going to overwrite the first stream. We are going to load and see if that helps, because I'm not a fan that we're just constantly suffocating. Because that's going to be a problem if that's going to continue happening. Because that's just going to keep interrupting us. That is going to continue happening, huh? Why are we still suffocating? What the heck is going on? Okay, okay, keys. Alright, well, let's just toss these in. Okay, we're gonna open up... Okay, we're gonna open up bombs here. Let's see. Okay, we tossed the bomb in here. There we go. Why am I suffocating? Hold on, I'm gonna need to reload at this point, because this is gonna start to get really annoying. Alright, let's go over to... I believe it was not here, but it was here? Did I start suffocating? Okay, so... This is where I was continuing to suffocate. Maybe if I rest, it'll get rid of it? Resting will give us a bonus here. But it won't get rid of suffocating here. If I cast Mute on myself, that might help. No, it hasn't. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Puppet of randomization. Ah, here we go. Alright, let's see. Alright, so 1 to 8 champion settings, standard buff settings. We'll keep standard buffs on. Loot settings. Okay, standard loot is a 10% chance to drop gold, ingredients or rare magic, or even legendary. Champions are guaranteed to drop an ingredient, pile gold, skill book, rune, or rare or legendary item. That's fine. Enemy copy settings. 1 to 8. Okay.
Garbage.
I don't know what to do here.
I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
Aside from the, you know, choking that we're suffering, I think we're fine so far.
Bleeding collar. It's stuck fast.
Okay. What is with this? I don't know what's going on, really, regarding this whole, suffocation thing. I might have to load back, which kind of sucks, but I don't really have much of a choice, do I? Well, I'll load back here, see if that changes anything. Yeah, I'm no longer, in a problem here. Now am I? We'll take those. We'll auto-sort. Okay, let's see. I guess this would count as a crafting material, so we'll put it there. Okay, potions. We're gonna want healing potions and poison potions here. Okay. Skill books. We want the Ricochet book here. Oh, there we go. The auto bag is going to be really helpful. And do we need a backpack at that point? No, not really, because we've already got the organization set. There we go. Alright, we'll auto-sort here. Alright, I'm satisfied with this. So we can use the auto bag to help organize things. Everything else will just be sorted. So now we can rush through the conversations here. Oh.
Empty.
Let's go through that. We'll drop this, because we don't need the rotate bar. Gonna grab this. Let's get top tome. This. Mortar and pestle. We'll take the cooking pot. We will drop the bucket. Take the gold cup. Books we don't need, because we already got that. Broken bottle, do we need that? Not really. We'll ditch those. Alright.
You're looking a bit more chipper. There you are. Not in the meantime. You'll find him on the other side of this. Why?
Index.
My work. Oh, well, I'm done. You laugh for
Okay.
weeks. And if you're why for my peace of mind? Oh, do my aunt. So let's just.
I'm just
do our
gonna
own
keep-
peace of mind, of course.
To the things here. We're gonna sneak here. Grab that. Be on our merry way.
Good gods.
Behind the Magister,
There's been a murder. Waters is investigating. It's a small... We'll find out who did it.
Okay, let's go through here. Barrel, nothing. Okay, barrel here. Grab the rope. Apologies if I'm just doing this really lickety-split, but I really don't want to deal with this.
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep.
Mind if I take some wool?
Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
Okay, so I need some shears before I can get some wool. Oh well. Okay, we're gonna make this lickety-split. I don't really have much of a choice, so...
an elf sits.
Snake.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just rolling. Deciding. Don't worry, hun.
She looks you up.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you.
I could lick your arm and tell you.
She chuckles once.
That but.
Okay. That's that. But yeah, no, I need to speed through the conversations. I'm gonna do the same conversation basically, so...
Would you please tell this?
The young woman.
Who indeed?
The children.
I say.
Alright.
Yeah, okay.
She turns.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope. Trying not to find anything out either.
Suddenly, her eyes as quickly as they.
Good luck, Chief.
Okay.
Can we just skip to the
Got some sacks here. Grab that.
The elf is he reaches up. He sits back and returns to his.
My book.
He grabs.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems. My name. It is pleasurable to meet you.
Where was it?
Is there? Certainly not. It is Tell me, what do you know of your... Oh, no. This tech. Where did these gods... Now...
No amount of
Man, this is tedious. But it needs to be done. Mugs of beer we can ditch. Bottles of beer are slightly better, but... Honestly, I might just ditch the beer in general. Because beer isn't that great. The bedrolls are quite expensive, though, if we really want to get into specifics. There's a greasy key, a crate here.
A scruffy man lands, rolling his eyes at the magic. He leans in, hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction.
We used to know...
Standing, if and
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is, long story. No. The dead man.
He glances.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason. The joy. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. He's in it.
What are you
I don't mind.
Name.
Jill.
Victor.
Away with you.
If and perform.
Alright. Okay, we got potatoes here, got a journal. Mug of wine is not going to be worth it, but the pocket knife will. We've already got cooking pot. We'll grab the mashed potatoes, because those are good. And the poison's always nice. Okay. We're not going to go back for them this time. So, yeah. Okay, we got that. Garlic here, we'll grab that.
There's nothing else I can make,
You know,
Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
let's talk with the Red Prince, get his conversations
The
going.
lizard, all of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the.
Now then, to business. You will answer, and of course, on to the second question. Can you knit? Oh, but on then to my final query. So, as per your still,
Okay.
beggars can't be choosers. My slave, anyway, you.
Alright, let's grab... Okay, is there anything here? Aside from the sack, probably not. Okay, nothing
Till
there.
overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
Okay, a fishing rod. I guess we could grab the fishing rod, but there's no need to. We don't need a fishing rod for this. Bottle of beer is pretty useless, so yeah.
Here to register. You faring okay so far?
I've been through
Trust me.
worse.
You head on.
Okay, we'll grab the... We'll check the cupboard for anything. We'll grab that. Ink pots, notes, requisitions. There we go. Alright, off we go.
Standing at the center.
So you admit? Yes, I did.
She turns her.
There are other.
Good.
You there? By all means.
She reaches.
I'm just about to create. Subdue him, quickly.
She smiles with.
Precise.
Okay. And am I gonna get suffocation again? Let's hope not. Okay, am I going to be in suffocation rules again? I don't look like I am. That's good. Okay, so I'm not going to be suffocating constantly now. Okay, that's good. That means I won't perish here. I am sad that I will lose out on some items, but that's fine. We'll live. Take the lot here. We'll grab the ham, shubfish. Red snapper will be nice. Bottles of wine are worth it. Cheese bread will be nice. But the bottles of wine are basically money. So might as well grab those. Pumpkin soup is something. Okay, we will grab the bottle of wine here, and then we'll just go upstairs. Actually, before we do, there is the loot from the Magisters down here, so we'll grab those before we go. We might even find some rare loot here. So every little bit matters. The eye is certainly something worth noting. Namia has some gold. Nothing too great, though. Grab you. Oh, there's a rope here that we can grab, so we'll grab this. Poor sheep has perished. Grab that. Let's see. Magisters on here don't have much. We'll grab the Walters here. But we can get the food item from Finn here. So we might as well grab that, and then we'll dip out here. And we will go into our inventory. We will... Let's see, we've got the improvised wands here that give lifesteal. We will quickly sort out everything. There we go. And now we'll just take out the Magister here. Because making her perish is going to make our life a lot easier. There we go. Stained shirts. That is an item way better than what we've got currently, so there we go. Toss the threadbare gown away. And off we go. Kind of sad that we weren't able to get what we wanted, but whatever. It's fine. Empty cups are useless to us, so we're just going to leave those alone. Let's get the heck out of here. Okay, we're going to go through... Well, I guess we'll go through here instead. Hello.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet. The dog notices you for the first time and it sneezes suddenly.
Can't smell. Please, make it stop.
The dog whines.
Okay, well, poor doggo, but that's fine.
This thing snaps into splinters.
Okay, mug of beer, we're gonna ditch that. Don't need that, there we go. It's only gonna make us more horrible at casting magic, so...
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards
Okay,
and
break
upwards.
this. Alright, we're gonna take the firestorm grenade. We don't need the bottle of beer. Take that. Stained pants we don't need. Take the ink pot and journal. There we go.
Thank the gods. By divine grace, who was that hound?
He eyes the
Another sorcerer. Even if I knew how to rip that thing.
There we go.
Go on then.
Okay, we're gonna take the... We don't need the cup of water. It is a nice heal, but we don't need that in our lives right now. Take the shabby letter, the quill. Ink pot is always nice. Don't need the assortment of books. Alright, we are going to open these. Okay, we'll take the bound tomes. There we go. There is some destroyed paintings and ripped paintings, but we don't want those, so we're just going to ignore them. Alright, let's get going through here. Close this. And let's loot these guys. They're still going to have items on them, so it's going to be nice, worthwhile to pick at them. Okay, let's go through here. Ow. Hello.
You pass through the skeleton.
No, it catches
the skeleton.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or something?
The skeleton.
I know that I have need. No, you, on the other hand, would.
The skeleton.
I am, and I will be. Go on, go.
Wow, somebody's angsty. Okay, we'll take this. Clear that burn that we got. Okay. Start looting the knights here. Pants are useless to us.
Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
Oh, sheets of paper are always nice. That will help us in the long term. Some barrels here that we can loot.
Damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
No to the mug of beer. We will go down here. What do we got? We got some gold. The swordsman here. Okay, nothing too crazy. There is Magister Seri here. We'll grab that. Didn't get as lucky as we did before here, but that's fine. We're just here to grab what we can. A forgery of a painting. We can check that out. Useless painting. Alright, let's get out of here. We need to go into... not here, but we need to go into the skull-marked door now. Pop that open.
You press your palm. It doesn't. The door groans.
Okay.
Something's breaking through! What in the hell?
Dang.
Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
I missed my chance to get the other thing, but that's fine. We can still go to the Inquisitor here. We'll grab that. There is the Ranger here. There is a cracked sword that we can grab if we really wanted to. Aside from that, there's two barrels that don't have much in the way of anything, so we'll grab that sword. Okay, we're going to auto-sort. Okay, what else do we need? There's food here. Okay, we need to get the books. Alright, auto-bag everything. Auto-sort. We can now rest quick. We'll put this here. And if we ever use our thing here, we can just basically do so. And yeah, basically anytime we rest, we get a big little buff here. Oof. There goes the unit. We will summon something from his body. And yeah, we've got a bit of different enemies here. Okay, hitting enemy with melee attacks will cause fiery sparks to bounce onto nearby enemies. And this one has immunity to frozen and chilled. Otherwise, they're the same. So as long as we don't... Well, if we hit them with melee, basically damage goes in. There we go. End our turn there. Let's attack this one. It's going to cause sparks to fly. Oof. Oh, if it hits in melee, then it's starting to provoke. Okay. That would explain things. Okay. Okay, so we hit you now. Get rid of you. End our turn there. Oh, pain. Okay, the bloated corpse is going to need to hit multiple times over, but it's going to need to explode at this point. Because it's kind of forced to do so. Now we just wail on this one. And there we go. Okay, let's just use the rest condition here. And we can just carry as much as we want here. And we'll use that essentially as our way of carrying extra, just to be safe. This is going to be our way of getting away in areas faster. Yeah, it is. What are you doing? Here we go. Okay. Alright, now we can just march up over to here. Gather the captain stuff. We grab the improvised wand. And we'll dip. We'll douse ourselves. Quickly rest so that way we can get more speed going. And off we go. Oh. Alright, down we go. And before we engage in the age-old activity of attacking, I guess we'll go here. There we go.
Wait! Voidwoken!
Alright, this guy's a bit hasted, that's fine. We'll just go nuts on this guy. Alright. Silenced. And go for the double hit. There we go, that gets the kill.
Let the games begin.
Now violence happens. Oh. Interesting. Okay, that's another death. Nice. We're just gonna help these guys out. And then we'll quickly march off, hopefully. Oh. Hour of Exhaustion and... Champion of the Void. Oh boy. Okay, seems like we got a champion here. Let's see. The Void has driven this character mad and turned it into a conduit. It gets summoning of the Void and a bunch of resistances. Oh boy. The benefits of having randomized enemies. And the fun.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
Alright. Alright. So we are going to turn you into a minion. We are going to start attacking the Void Hatchling here. Get the kill off. And then we're going to start marching forward. We're going to get our little minion running across over to here to get to the Void Hatchling that's a champion here. Just to say we're doing something. Here we go. Oh, they've managed to introduce wildfire, which is basically necrofire. Okay, we'll do a rest here just to make our life a little easier of wandering forward. But I'm mainly going to get the Void Hatchling here, because that'll give us an unidentified shield. It appears Ifan didn't manage to make it. We're just gonna grab his stuff here. And I guess I'll bring him back to life. If I go into scrolls. I might have to load this bit here. Do I really want to? I'm not going to be dealing with Ifan much. Yeah, let's load. Why not? I mean, if I'm going to go through this effort to save everybody, I might as well, right? At the very least, I'd like to keep him alive long enough to do his quest stuff, so... It sucks that I'm doing this, but it needs to be done. Okay, let's try and get this speedy done. Okay, now we got a Venom Aura and a Fragile Dodger. But I hope this introduces what we're doing right now, to a certain degree. I'm not mad at the Venom Aura, though. That's actually going to be helpful. Okay. Okay. Nice try. Okay, that's going to get the Venom Aura dude over, but he's going to be healing me. So that's only going to help us further. So instead, I'm going to focus on the Vicious Voidling over in the edge here. There we go. You're going to only spore me, which is actually just going to help us heal, so... let's see. Do I want to explode? Not really. Okay, now you're really wailing into us. Okay. Okay, now we'll just wail into this voidling here. End our turn there. You're only healing us. We'll get 2 hits here. Oh, nope, never mind. Let's just blow you up. There you go. Get rid of you. Oh, he's back alive. Okay. As an undead viscous voidling. Raise you. There we go. Okay, so the voidling has turned into an undead and is still an enemy of us. Alright, well, I'm not complaining. This means this has gotten interesting. Oh. Okay, let's mute you. Whack you down, and this should get a kill. There we go. Okay. This is gonna be annoying, but it needs to be done. Really do wish I had a strength thing here. Okay, we're gonna ditch this here. Okay. Okay, let's just eat this across. There we go. That'll clear up most of the oil here. Quickly get a rest so that way we can get our might increased a little bit. Gather those. Now we run back. God, that's annoying. We're going to close this. We don't need that open.
That means there's still a chance.
Okay. Wait for that to end. There we go. Now we go down here.
If you could walk, get your...
Okay.
Voidwoken!
Champion of Shadows. Okay, so now we've got another enemy that's going to be a problem. At least there's only one champion per group, so it's going to be fine. I can make this work. Okay. Let's just hope nobody dies this time, because that's going to be annoying if that's the case. In fact, I'm probably going to save here, so let me just take this time to overwrite here. Yeah, there we go. That was a good throw. Preferably no death here. That's the goal.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Okay, petrified, nice. Alright, nice, a backstab. Okay, hail strike, nice. Sabiel's gonna try and do something. Oh, the void hatchling is going for lows now. Won't be able to stop us, but yeah. Okay, that one's oiled now. It's gonna try and do something, but it's gonna die. Then Beast does his own thing. Nice. And Firestorm Grenade. Oh, lovely. Oh, wait, we already killed the Legendary Void Hatchling. Okay, cool. Okay, target's a bit too far. Okay. But we're gonna reanimate this Void Hatchling. We're gonna move up one space. Just so we have more more liberty to move here. There we go. Now we'll just wail on the Void Hatchling here. There we go. Go for a swing here. Done.
He's hungry. We don't have much time. We make a pretty good team.
Grab that. That is a nice legendary wand, I think.
We need to move.
Okay. Quickly rest. Let's get this Void Hatchling here before we go. And now we dip. Before things go awry further. Okay. Off we go.
There's no time.
Oh no. Alright, off we go. Now we can skip. God, that was tedious. Took us 35 minutes just to wrap that up, but that's fine. I kind of expected that we had to do this sort of liberty sort of thing, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Alright.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor?
Okay. Let us auto-bag everything.
Wanted me alive.
And we can use the bedroll to basically move on our merry way. Alright. Hello.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Tell the child, yeah, I'm stranger than I look.
The child considers your statement.
You're weird.
I am.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
I must be, or I wouldn't be here.
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard. He lifts his mirror up to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy.
Why are you out here anyways?
No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside anyway.
Well, it isn't safe out here. We were attacked by Voidwoken.
But you didn't die.
We really should find somewhere safer.
There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see.
Why aren't you scared then?
Guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Yeah, you got a point, you got a point. It seems like he has some interesting stuff, but nothing that we really want. Alright, don't suit yourself. Not like we have a reason to change our current objective anyways, right? Not that I'm a fan of us being overweight this, like, constantly, but, I mean, we can't really do much about it. Kind of stuck like this until we, you know, keep going. You got Whisperwood, a short stick. We'll bedroll it so we can, keep going. Got a barrel here. And we got some Voidwoken here.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they've made it to shore.
Okay, if we do that, there we go. We'll get some violence in. Why not? Okay, we got a vampire, and we got a vampire with mending. We'll start with the vampire normally. And I guess I could explode if I really wanted to. Yeah, I guess I could. Why not? Boom. Damage. Okay, we are going to silence. Gonna suck the life out of this one. And we'll go for the attack. There we go. That one's gonna bleed out, I suspect. Yeah, that one's currently bleeding, so that should be fine. So oh yeah, path is interrupted here, so I guess we could use a fireball. Why not? It gets both of them. There we go. And we'll just wail on this one. No, you. Ow. Okay, so that's not much healing it's getting. Alright, well, let's just keep going until it's dead. There we go. And we get a level up because of this, so that's nice.
These collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it is.
Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
Probably both. If I had to guess, anyways. But we do level up, which is a good thing. And I do believe if we just go here, we get to choose what we can go with. Might increases all of your damage by 5 and allows you to lift and carry heavier items. Okay, so might just basically overall increases our damage. Well, that is not what I wanted to do. Okay. No, wait. It does increase our damage, doesn't it? Hold on. Yeah, let's load here. And let's actually check that, because I do need to... I'll fight this again, because obviously I will. But I have a weird feeling that if we do increase our might, we actually increase our damage. Which I guess is a great thing, actually, for us. Yeah, because we only started with 6 to 7 damage. Unless it did start out as that, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Alright, well, let's start with the... Yeah, let's start with these guys here. And let's use the fireball here, I guess. This is going to target both of them. There we go. They're going to try and get the win off there. This one is now within kill range if we just attack it normally, or with an explosion, so we'll do that. Kaboom! That'll get 1 kill, and this guy's going to try and run over, but he's not going to be able to survive. There we go.
I thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
Okay, 8 to 9 damage, 9 to 10. Okay. Okay, might increases all of your damage by 5. Okay, so we're going to save here, because this will depend on how things go, so let's see. So 9 to 10 magic armor, 8 to 9 physical damage. So 9 to 10, 8 to 9. If we increase this by a point, this is going to... Okay, 8 to 10, 10 to 11. Okay, so this does increase your damage overall. So might is actually a really good thing for us right now, because this is going to help us increase our carry weight as well. Yeah, so our carry weight becomes 140 because of it, so that's going to be really nice for us. Now we get a combat ability, and we get a civil ability. Let's see. Summoning increases vitality, damage, physical armor, and magical armor of your summons and totems. I think we're going to want summoning at some point, but we shouldn't need it right now. We do not need leadership, because that's going to be useless to us. Because this only affects allies, so we just need to focus on ourselves more than anything. Perseverance restores magic armor after you recover from frozen and stunned, and restores physical armor after knocked down or petrified. We don't need that. Retribution reflects received damage to your attacker and gives a 5 chance per point to provoke at the end of your turn. We don't want that. Let's see. Duelist increases dodging during combat. The effect is doubled when wielding only a single-handed weapon. Let's see. Well, we're gonna need Geomancer to increase the poison and earth attacks that we do. But we should be fine overall. Don't need that. I guess we'll stick with Necromancer because this heals us overall and increases the chance of us raising a minion after each point here. So this will give us a... So this is going to give us 3, 6, 9... So this is going to give us an 18% chance, I believe, to bring back an enemy as an ally of sorts. So that's going to be interesting. Alright, Lore Master as it is right now should be fine as 1. We are going to definitely get Lucky Charm here, though, because I do think getting better spoils is just going to be better for us overall. So that is why I'm grabbing it in the first place. But yeah, no, Might is going to be helping us, so we just need as much of Might as possible right now. The more Might, the stronger we'll be later on, which is going to increase our damage and overall just make us better. So we're going to need every little bit we can.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great acorn servants. Quite right, very impressive.
But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests.
They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. You cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it defeated the great acorn's vile servants, it can do so again. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe.
Giants, acorns, shields. What are you talking about?
Egad! It speaks our tongue, Quercus! Hush before... What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Salora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
Okay. It seems we've picked up an unwitting ally. Or an ally nonetheless. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's a whole other can of worms that we gotta figure out. But that's all fine and dandy. However, we did meet somebody, that's for sure. Hello.
You spot a strange lizard, gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Well, I'm glad to see you survived.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, 2 smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yeah, glad to help.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further.
Alright, what are you doing here, standing on the rock?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
I see my old memories. Childhood days spent in the sun.
Memories? Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
What do you mean by lost?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Oh, of course. Every blue blood knows the Red Prince.
The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Alright, well, it's been absolutely riveting, but I have to dash.
Then by all means, dash.
He watches you depart without another word, then turns back to face the sea.
Righty-ho then, let us go. We'll grab the shells in bulk, cause, I mean, you never know when a shell's gonna be useful. We might be able to turn them into, I don't know, some sort of potion. We got excess crafting, so they might be able to be turned into something. I don't know. We'll figure something out with them, I'm sure. The pen bunny mushrooms seem to be healers, so that's gonna be nice. There is a curious chest up there, but we can't seem to get it. There is also this tree stump. Hello.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me.
You okay?
Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
Where did you come from?
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Oh, okay.
The cat's eyes are clouded and...
Okay, so the cat seems to be a bit wonky.
Here lies a nameless inmate. May he find the peace denied him in life in the Hall of Echoes.
Okay. Alright, there's a bunch of stuff around here. Well, I would say that, but there isn't really. There appears to be something back here. So if we just slip on by through here, we can go over into a little bit of a... Oh, hi. Oh, some sheep shears. Nice. Hey.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation! That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor?
What are you doing?
Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
I'm more surprised you're here. Why did you come to Fort Joy?
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
What's your business with that body anyways?
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Why do you need to make such a mask?
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. I hardly need to tell you how these savages react to seeing bone. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh. You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features.
You washed up on Fort Joy. This is a prison. You're not traversing anything.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, I may be an eternal, but my patience has its limits.
Okay.
Indeed. I may be the only eternal. My people seem rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
The hell's an Eternal? Is that some sort of cult?
A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again.
So, you're still here, but... why are you still here, then?
Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate.
Where is his people, then? In some other realm?
Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory. Regardless, they are not here. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them.
Alright, well, good luck. I'm getting going.
Yes, yes. Do feel free to call. By which I mean shout loudly. I do not want you sneaking up on me again.
Yeah, no. Okay, there appears to be an air wand. We can grab those, I guess. And we'll keep going. Nothing too crazy around here. There is an ornate chest, though, so we could go grab that in due time. For now, though, we don't need it. But until then, off we go. So, the good thing with having an ooze barrel on you at all times is simply that it will be easier. You will basically have a way to convert everything you have into a liquid. Or you basically have a way to procure infinite potions, so long as you have the vials for it. So long as you have the vials, you can make as many potions as you feasibly want. That is why I even bother to have them. But, for now, let us go into our crafting here. Turn off this. Let us auto-sort here. And let's see, what can we make? Let's go into recipes. We can make ourselves an infinite improvised wand. We can make a knife on a stick. Sharp stone on a stick. Twigs with a string. We basically got a bunch of stuff that we can do. We are not going to show unavailable here. Okay, we can make a bunch of poison vials. We can make a small magic armor potion here. A potion of strong will with any fire essence, which is actually a very good item, I believe. There is also a physical armor potion, so we're going to make a potion of strong will. Because I do believe that's actually a really good item. Yep. It basically gives you a ton of immunities here. We are going to make some potions here. We're going to make a magic potion, physical armor potion. We can make some medium armor poisons if we really wanted to. I'm not going to just yet. We can make a fuse out of the rope here. Okay, we got some arrow shafts. Arrowheads that we can make. We'll make one out of those. There we go. Okay, no armor. We can make cold fries here if we really wanted. There we go. We can make ourselves a backpack if we really want, but we don't need to. I am going to make some bone dust, because those are good. We can't make any grimoires, so we'll leave it at that. Alright, there we go. That'll have to do for now. Okay, what's going on here? Towards a crafting philosophy. Oh, whoops. We want to read that. Oh, we get some new recipes. I thought I already learned everything, though. Oh, we got a skull and a bunch of gold. Ah, a shovel. That's going to be nice. Okay. We are going to need perception at some point, but that will be something in due time, because that's just hunting for treasure. We'll figure out things. And there's a chest over here. For now, Tree Stump has got nothing in there. Got a well-worn chest here. Check that out. We get some gold, an armor of frost, and we get an improvised staff with water damage. Pretty cool. Okay. If we go further here, that's going to lead us to something. So we are going to avoid that if we can. At least for now. In favor of grabbing a yarrow flower, because those are really nice. Open up this barrel, we got a useless jug and an empty potion bottle. Potion bottles are always nice. Got ourselves a long branch here. Grab that. Got some shells, fish bones, barrels, bunch of stuff, really. Okay, some kids here. Hello.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad some of the others made it out alive too. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there's a shell. We'll grab that. There is no trades here, so we'll just ignore that. We're gonna go ignore that fishbone. We got tongs here, so that might be helpful. I'd go over there, but I can't actually reach that, so no point in going there. Probably something nice over there too, but whatever. It's fine.
Please. Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him.
Oh boy.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Atusa, please. Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him. Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ignore those guys for now. See if there's anything else we can do here. I don't think we can actually get past these guys unless we actually talk with them. So, yeah, we're kind of forced in a blind spot here. We're gonna have to go over there. I don't think we have to worry about doing violence to them, but there are people that we can do violence to them. We could probably sneak by them, though, if need be. Yeah, let's sneak over. Let's grab the Whisperwood here. I don't think we'll trigger anything if we do. Yeah, so as long as we don't get spotted by those guys, then we're fine, essentially. And we can just leave them to argue and argue and argue, and nothing will change, basically, which is technically a good thing. So we're going to sneak over, and we're going to climb up here, and basically just sneak into the camp. Okay. Gonna sneak up here, we should be good. Okay. We are going to save here. Yep, there we go. Here we are.
That's your fifth blue jester this round.
Okay, we got a wood pile here. I guess we'll check that. Nothing there. Got some fish bones.
Grab it in your gobblers, the both of you.
Alright. Well, now we are in Fort Joy. Or at least we snuck in, anyways. It's not a bad thing, to be honest, so... Take those. Let's get going. Hello. Okay, so we've got a trader here that has some restoration-based books, if we wish to purchase them. These are basically abilities that deal... Oh, it actually cleanses stuff, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, so this gives water damage, or deals water damage and gives some chill. So if we wanted to, we can basically go through there. No, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, 10 bottles of mead.
Okay, well, anyways, didn't need to do anything, so we'll just go there. Alright, we are going to auto-sort. We'll auto-bag everything, auto-sort here, then we will empty bag contents, so that way we can sell some stuff. I'll take my leave for now. But we are going to take the chance to just get these. There's a fish rack here that can get us a herring. But yeah, we're just going to go looting. Okay, got some crates with some gold. Might as well loot what we can.
Yeah, what of it?
Let's talk with Myra. Let's see who this is.
Don't like the game, Topsy, you can fold.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy.
Don't touch me! You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life from me.
Yeah. Yeah, you underhand. I understand.
Do you? You seem fine. Don't you feel how tight this collar is? And there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do.
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make space between her neck and the collar, but there's no space to be made.
What of it?
It's getting tighter. I can hardly breathe.
Oh dear. Okay.
Don't like the game, Topsy, you can fold.
It's too tight.
Oh dear. Is she gonna die? Oh no. It's gonna suck if that's the case. Jeez. Well, I guess we'll see, won't we? What do you got? You've got, ooh, necromancy skills. Here we go. Alright, let's sell anything we don't need. Okay, weapons, we can sell most of everything here. Alright. I do believe that if we do this, we can exchange, and that will increase our attitude, which will give us a discount. Alright, yep. That will increase our attitude, which will give us a small discount, which is really nice. And we actually increase the amount of gold that we get the more we do this, so... we don't need broken source collars, so... Yeah, so we just need to sell those. We'll sell the... we'll keep the staff for now. And this should get us to 100. Yep, there we go. That'll give us a discount of 19, which is really good for when we're trying to reduce costs here. Which is necessary here if we want to, you know, barter here. We're going to sell these bottles of wine, because that's just going to get us more gold. And actually, it technically helps by getting us these spell books here, so... Okay, we've got Mosquito Swarm, we've got Raised Bloated Corpse and Mute. We don't have Unearth's Corpse, we don't have Bloodsucker. We don't have Decaying Touch. We do not have Blood Barrage. So we'll grab those. We'll sell everything else that we don't need. We'll sell the apple pie. We don't need the apples because we're not using poison. We'll keep the we'll keep the status boosting items here, because they're probably going to help us in the long term. Okay, we'll sell the pumpkin. Do we need the shells? I guess we'll sell all the shells, because they're only just gonna sit in our way. Okay, we don't need the ricochet book. Don't need the nail bomb, water arrow. What else?
When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sorcerers? Yet so quickly.
Yeah, okay, so we can't get everything here, so that's fine.
What in his death caused it?
Okay, do we want... we don't want Oath of Desecration just yet. We don't need Unearthed Corpse. We don't need Decaying Touch. And we can get rid of...
change back. What if there are no sorcerers?
I think I can get away with that. Let's balance it with gold, and we'll go from there. We want Bloodsucker and Blood Barrage. Bloodsucker will help with healing, and Blood Barrage will help with dealing damage. Done. There we go. Alright, we are going to auto-sort here. We are going to auto-bag everything. Auto-sort again. We're going to learn Bloodsucker. Alright, let's empty the bags here, so we can learn Blood Barrage. Auto-bag everything, auto-sort, there we go. Let's get out these. And now we've got our skills here. We've got Bloodsucker here, we've got Blood Barrage. And now we've got some damage spells. There we go. That's gonna help. Got a heal, we've got a... got some damage dealing, got some healing. Oh. I've unequipped myself. Oh dear. That's not good. I'm revealing myself as an undead right now. Okay, let's get ourselves the hood, shirt, pants, and yeah. Sorry, there you go. There we go. And now we just need a way to identify. So we are going to need to get our hands on something to identify.
The lizard's brow knits together, then apart, and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts, and doesn't look up as you approach.
I'll tap him on the shoulder.
Oh, new, are you? Very good, very good. Make yourself at home.
Any advice for me, being recent here?
Advice? Hold on to yourself, my friend. The fort is full of decent folks turned savage by confinement. Do not let it happen to you.
You got any goods for sale?
Goods? Ah, yes. Yes, of course. Have a look.
Alright, it seems like we've got some aquatic spells. Okay. Nothing too crazy, though. Oh, most of his stuff does have magic and hydrophobus, though. Which is very interesting, to say the least. Okay. What's on your mind, buddy?
My mind? What else, my friend? I'm wondering why. All of this. Source, the Voidwoken, the Divine. Why?
What do you mean?
We've used Source for thousands of years. We have used it to heal, to grow. How can it be that it suddenly summons these horrors from the void? And when will Alexander ascend to divinity? We cannot continue like this. When another divine arises, will Source change back? What if there are no sorcerers left?
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? They're all I got left after you buddies were through with me.
So Voidwoken are attracted to source. But why? When another divine arises, will source change back?
Hey, you can keep them by all means.
Huh. Right kind of you, my friend. I've grown quite attached to him over the years. Well, almost literally in this filthy place. Huh. Come on. We may be here, but at least we're alive. And ain't it a gorgeous day to boot?
That's true. It's true. You ain't got much, but the potion bottles are tempting. Not that I really want them. I can always get more later. But it doesn't seem like there's much in the fort. I guess there is something. Okay, so Lith, you have pyromancy abilities. Okay. If anything, out of everything here, the Peace of Mind skill book is really nice, as it will help with accuracy and wits. And goodness knows we are going to need some of those damaging abilities. But I'm not too concerned right now. It's no rush that we're in to grab everything, so we'll just go on our merry way. Hello.
Collared like a dog. A very tall, very strange-smelling dog. I'd pity you, but Captor the Ineffable has a soft spot for beauty, and you carry that choker off very well.
What are you doing here?
Laughing in the faces of my enemies, of course. Little do they know, the most powerful sorcerer the world has ever known scuttles on their very shores.
Is there a way out of Fort Joy?
But of course, they'll happily dump your meager bony corpse into the sea when they're through with you. Oh, the tragedy of it.
What goes on inside the fort, then?
Sorcerers dance while magisters pull the strings. Fools all! Their tomfoolery won't save them from the destruction the void shall wreak upon them.
Okay, how did you come upon your source powers, then?
This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights, and the other has sunk into depths too humiliating to describe. Pity.
Didn't the Order bring you here to cure you?
Ha! Of course, precious. But which is worse, the cure or the disease?
What a wise crab. Quite the wise one, indeed. Probably wiser than us, to say the least. That's for sure. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay, there's a few shells. There is 10 bunny mushrooms. Might as well grab these while we can. We'll just keep going this way. Oh, hello. We got some level 3 crocs here. That's not fun. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to handle the crocs here, not with my current setup, so we're gonna have to back off a bit, I think. We need to level up a little bit. So we're gonna back off from there. Hey, what are you doing?
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Ah.
You need a hand?
Got two of my own, haven't I?
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together, before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something.
Would you like some help?
Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
You get a good look at the hearty fellow, broad as a hull and sunburnt from all sides. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He winks and trips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble.
Thank you.
I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
Plan B? You trying to escape?
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment.
I hate to break it to you, but people don't just leave for joy.
Maybe you don't.
He stands before you and pokes you in the side, seizes your shoulder with a great, strong hand.
There's something of you, you know? You don't have to accept your fate on this bloody island. You can leave here, get on with your life. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you.
I'm not looking for company at the moment.
Happy to trundle around with a group of amateurs at your heels, are you? Or not but your own skinny shadow?
I am much a loner.
Your funeral, lad. I'll be here when you change your mind.
Sure. Okay, well, until then, we're just gonna be searching for our own. We'll grab this, we'll grab the herring. Cooking station if we really want to start cooking. Let's go to food here. We can make ourselves some dinner. That's for sure. Let's make some Rivellon fries. Let's make some dinner. Yeah, let's make some dinner overall, because this is probably going to get us a bunch of stuff. Okay, no armor, no objects are pretty useless. We can make bone dust if we really wanted to, but nothing too crazy. We can make poisoned arrowheads if we wish. And you know what? I might just do so because that's going to get us some poisoned arrows, I imagine. Okay, big tongs roped together. There's the improvised staff and the makeshift club. We're gonna go with the improvised staff here. We can get some big tongs roped together. We can then go craft some more. We got some potions with a healing elixir. Make some more magic armor potions. I might as well make a bunch of these, because we're going to need them in bulk. Okay, we'll make some poison arrows. Might as well. There we go. And yeah, let's go talk with Margot.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
What do you got to trade before we go any further? Some potion bottles. Nothing really too special, though.
Haven't seen you around here before. New?
Yeah, it just arrived.
Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
Yeah, alone.
She gives you a long look.
You think twice about facing this mean world alone, eh? Someone to drink to in the evenings, someone to hold at night. If you've got those, you'll be alright. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore.
Well, thanks for the advice.
It's nothing. If I haven't learnt that by now, I haven't learnt anything at all.
Okay, what about you then? Why are you alone?
Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Well, I'm sorry that had to happen.
Thank you kindly, sweetheart. I do appreciate it. They were good lads. Too good for this place. In some ways, I'm glad they got out quickly. Listen to me, bubbling on like a cauldron. You're sweet to listen. And yes, they were lovely. Totally lovely. I'll see him again before I'm gone for good. That's for certain. You run along now, darling. You shouldn't spend what little time you've got left here listening to an old bleeding heart moan.
Hi. Hello.
I'm
More
meeting
people to
someone
meet.
here. That someone ain't you.
Alright. Suit yourself. Okay, we got invisibility potions, life essence, oil flask, nothing too crazy. Alright, suit yourself. Let's get going. Some more shells to grab off the beach, might as well grab them. No reason to not. It's gonna be quite the journey fighting by ourselves, but that's just how it's gonna go for a while. We're gonna need some proper armor, though, if we're gonna stand any chance against this war-torn world, that's for sure. We're definitely gonna have to consider getting some identification, though. Or something akin to that, anyways. Grab those errands. Okay, we got some fish bones. A marked crate. A bone pile. I guess I'll check the marked crate. So wait, does the marked crate have... Let's do this.
Wasted effort.
Yep, nothing there, but we will get the shovel there so we can see what's going on here. Never hurts to check to see if X marks the spot. Hello, hello.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Buddy.
What's the matter?
It's no use anyway.
Well, try me.
You're nice. Emmy would have loved you.
Is Emmy the reason you seem so blue?
She was my mate for the last 7, carried the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her.
Yeah, you're not alone for now, at least.
I love you. Say, let me show you something.
Oh, sure.
Food.
Oh. Thank you.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. It's nice to see you.
Where can I use the key?
Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took Emmy dropped it when he was walking away. Did someone say Emmy? Oh, Emmy. If you find out where it leads, if you see Emmy, tell her I miss her.
Okay, where do you last see Emmy?
Not too far from here, but she was taken by a guy in a white robe who smelled horrible. Like lots and lots and lots and lots and... Lots and lots of dogs. And also a little like dead people. He dragged her to the big castle just there. I'm so worried about her.
Alright, here. Have a belly rub for your work.
I think I love you.
Alright, I'm gonna go. This is weird. Grab that skull. Oh man. Dude looks horrible.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort.
Sorry. I don't have any liquor.
All the worse for old Dane. He crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I would have liked to ease his way out.
Alright.
Out my face, or I'll punch your lights out.
Yeah, here.
He smacks your hand away, refusing the potion.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Get!
What happens?
Those bleeding fools think they run the place, but I showed them.
You got any pointers?
Sure. First, always win. Second, never lose. What are you? Some kind of idiot?
Well then.
Our healer's walk is never done. Unless everyone's dead, of course.
Oh, you got some polymorph abilities. Okay. Nothing too crazy that's gonna help us, though. So that's gonna suck. I'll take my leave. I ain't got anything for the guy, so I'm just gonna have to leave him be, I guess. Oh well, that's just how it goes sometimes. The heck are you doing, Sibyl?
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll, or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze.
So, what's got you so enamored by that lizard?
No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into one of your neck's vertebrae.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, so I can decide your fate here and now.
I'm sorry. Wasn't my intention to startle you.
But you did, and now the tables have turned. You look quite startled to me.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her, the needle still all too deeply embedded in bone. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
How'd you get that scar then?
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here, to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him.
Well, I am not that lizard. I'll tell you that much.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
Well, I'm put in a precarious situation. This is probably going to result in the character's death, which kind of sucks, but at least let me defend myself.
Your death will be slower, more painful, but fair enough, if you insist.
Well, considering I was going to go solo...
She removes the needle and draws her weapon.
Let's play.
Sure. Okay. Ow. Okay. Going really violent on me. Jeez. Okay, you're growing really ham. Okay, ow. Let's just open up our potions here. It's down a poison vial. Alright, we are going to start by muting you. There we go. We might as well go for a blood barrage here. There we go. Oh. So you decided to heal. Okay, well, this is not going to end well for you then. Oh, I don't have a weapon on me. Oh, great. Ow. Ow. Let's just quickly heal then. There we go. You know what? Let's just back off. Off we go. See you later. Ow. Down a vial. Let's get some distance. I do believe we can get away with a 3 AP movement here. Here we go. Just casually move away. Oh, nice. We managed to escape. And we just ignore Sabine and just let her do her thing. Didn't have to kill her too, so that's nice. Other than that, it doesn't seem like there's anything too special around here. Just a bundle of barrel things. We'll take the barrel thing. Might as well. Yep. Grab these while we can. Got some sacks here. Got lucky with some gold. Tactical Archer's Guide to Arrows. I guess we'll read that real quick. Grab that. Got some logs and wool piles here. Or a wood pile.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, chose the same.
Your griff teaches you to bully others.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
What are you making?
I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something?
How did you get your hand on these contraptions anyways?
Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
Was it Dallas who made these collars?
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions?
Could you, I don't know, loosen my collar a bit?
For you? Hell no.
You do know how to manipulate them, though.
That's for me to know, and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove off. All manner of things.
Oh, come on. Okay, let's see. We got some summoning scrolls here, nothing too crazy. There appears to be a magical ring. Tentacle Lash has a 25% chance to strip resistances for a turn. Interesting. Interesting. Nothing too crazy, though, or worth grabbing at the very least just yet. Okay, we are going to empty our bags. So that way we can go on a sell spree here.
Looks up as you approach.
What do you need?
Alright. We've already got equipped gear, so we should mark or keep those out of our hands. Sell those tongs. We'll sell the improvised staff. We will identify the bow for 20 gold. And the wand for 32. We will sell the bow, I guess? Okay, we'll sell the Heartseeker, because this gets us some extra coin. We're gonna keep Foop. We're gonna keep Foop because it gives us 1 magic. It creates a poison surface when targeting terrain. It creates a 1 meter surface at the location of your targets, and restores 5 physical armor for 2 turns, which is really nice. We've got dinner that increases might by 2, which is really nice. Honestly, I might just sell the bread and just focus on getting dinners, because that's 2 instead of 1. We'll keep the Rivellon fries, we're gonna keep the herrings. We'll keep the mashed taters, keep the pumpkin soup, keep the herrings. We'll sell the shells, because that's just basically extra cash on us. We'll sell the poison arrows, that's going to get us more money. Okay. I might be able to convince her if we give her enough shenanigans. Here, just take this. Thank you. We'll sell everything here.
Your grift teaches you to bully others.
Okay, do we need... Okay, we'll keep the garlic just in a rainy day.
Have your cud.
Man, these guys are angry in the background. We'll set the balance here to get some gold. There we go.
The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny name for a gal like that. When I knew her, oh, I don't know. She was a sweet people do change.
She nods. What?
Clever lasser. No wonder what Alexander sees in her. Question is, what...
Alright, well, for now, we won't be able to get anything out of her. For now, but... maybe in the future we'll get something. Who knows? For now, though, let's, put the bag contents away, and let's go fight... or let's go deal with this conversation here.
I need bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or...
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
You know what? Back off.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Alright.
Bifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, you were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Sorry, I'm not much of a handshaker.
Suit yourself. Probably wise, given the rashes you can pick up around this place. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it looks like you could use someone to watch yours. I've just got a small errand to run, and then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
What are the lone wolves?
He shrugs, looking off to the side.
Mercenaries. It's a job. My job.
What about the errand you mentioned earlier? Sounds highly suspicious.
Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
We all do what we have to survive.
That's the truth. For me, for you, for everyone in this place. Why not help each other get out of here?
So how do you think that's gonna happen?
The usual way. Haphazard, terrifying, and drenched in blood. Haven't quite worked out the details yet, but I'll wager it'll be no worse than what'll happen if we stay put.
True.
2 heads are better than 1, and when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
No harm having a friend in this place. One hand washes the other and all that. Trust me, there'll be plenty of filth to wash off around here. But suit yourself.
I'd prefer to make my own way.
Like I said, suit yourself. If you change your mind, you know where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to help one of them?
I don't believe in us and them.
Then you're in the wrong place. We run this joint. Griff's people. And we don't cozy up to oddballs.
Well, somebody's a bit antsy. Oh well. It's not our place, well, not my place to judge people, but I'm gonna do things my own way, obviously. But yeah, to give you a rough idea, that elf basically tells you to go in here. And yeah, we're gonna check this place out.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
We just go up through here, and there we are. Hello.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
I was happy to help.
She bows.
No way out of the fort, though.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.
So who's in charge around here, then?
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power.
So how did you come to Fort Joy?
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. Magister's come. My family runs, but I fall. My son looks back. I shout to him to run. I am taken. Wait, before you go.
No.
I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
A head? Okay. Oh, I see. We get some nice little treasures here. Okay, cool. This works for us. We do not need a shank, a toy crossbow, but we could use some armor. Let's go with the wizard hat, because at the very least... Yeah, at the very least we're going to get some armor out of this. The scale pants are nice, but they don't give as much, so... We are just going to get the wizard hat on. There we go. And we're looking a little bit more gnarly now. Okay. I guess from there, I'm going to wrap it up here. We've been going for a while now, and at this point I'd like to take a break. If only just to take a chance to relax. Okay, we're going to go to all here. We're going to empty our bags for a moment. So that way we can get ourselves a new weapon. There we go. We got ourselves a Foop wand. Do we have any other weapons? No, we don't, but that's perfectly fine. We will auto-bag the rest. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up here, I guess. For next stream, what are we going to be doing? I guess for next stream, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be addressing Sheila. We're probably going to explore this cave a little bit. See what there is, maybe even take out some fools. You know the usual. That's how it goes. And by the time we are done, well, I guess we'll have to see. But I digress. We'll probably get to level 3. We'll definitely be more armored than we are right now, but we're definitely going to have to deal even more damage, get stronger, and just overall demolish our enemies. Try to get leveled up as fast as possible by going the lone wolf route. But I digress. I think I'm satisfied here, so I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you want to support me, you can support me on YouTube by liking, subscribing, commenting, and the bell notification. Every little bit is appreciated, so if you want to support me, that's the best way to do so. Alternatively, you can go on my Kick stream and just follow. Every little bit is appreciated, so if you come on and watch my stuff, I really do appreciate it. Not going to enforce it, though. You guys do you. As long as you guys enjoy my content, that's all I care about. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. And without, I hope, let me just wrap it up like you usually do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone. And have a good day.